Oh, what a goal! McWilliams, he's done it! He's done it! The Michigan goal in the first period for McWilliams. Run, Pelkey scores! Pelkey! It's it!
And welcome back to the podcast. My name is always Derik Clark, and it has been a unique week. You could probably tell because I didn't drop a single short or TikTok for the whole week. And you're probably thinking, Derik, where's the crazy sports news? Where is all the good things that are happening in the world of sports? Yeah, nothing much. There is some stuff, but this past week, due to work, getting ready to go back up to the campus and go to college and all that fun stuff. Like I have one more week of work, and then the next week after that, I take that week off because that week I'm getting ready to go to college. But I'm getting all the little nitty gritty bull crap out of the way right now with college and working and coming home and I'm getting exhausted and it's the whole thing. But either way, so didn't get anything done this week, but there is news story headlines that I will cover this week, and there will be a lot more TikToks and shorts coming your way this week and next week. So do not worry. There is a lot of sports news coming your way. Be ready. But in other news in the sports world, there is a lot to talk about. So let's talk about it. The Olympics are officially over. I do not have the medal count with me, but the U.S. had about 20-some gold medals and about over 120 medals overall. Somewhere around close to 120 or over 120 overall. They won the overall count, and they won the gold count as well. Basketball, what a phenomenal way. Steph Curry hitting 3 after 3 after 3, winning the gold medal. Team USA, basically, as they win it. In basketball, we won in cycling. The 4 women, what do they call it? Not relay, group or whatever, where it's the 4 riders and all that stuff. Won that in gold. Rowing, gold. Skateboarding, not gold, but silvers. Nothing at BMX, which is crazy. We invented BMX and skateboarding, and we both couldn't get any golds in that. Fencing, we got some golds. Wrestling, we got golds. Oh my lord, we got all kinds of things going on in the world when it comes to our gold medals and our medals overall. So there's that aspect of the Olympics and the aspect of USA is on top. But we look ahead in the next 4 years. There are multiple sports coming to the Olympics, and it should be very, very interesting. Starting off, baseball and softball will return in the 2028 Olympics because the facilities can provide the fields. That's why they weren't there this year, because France doesn't play the sport. They don't have the fields. They can't provide it. That sport does not exist in the 2024 Olympics. But it's back in 2028 because we are in LA. We are in America. In the Olympics. We're in America. Back in the Olympics. I believe, yes, it's 2002. Wasn't that Salt Lake? Was it Salt Lake that was 2002? Is there anything sooner than Salt Lake in 2002? I don't know. Is there? Well, I guess in Canada they were 2012. But Canada's Canada. That's not USA. So I don't know. But 2002 is the last one I remember was in the U.S. And I wasn't even alive. But that was Salt Lake City, Utah. So, speaking of Salt Lake City, Utah, they won the 2020 or the 2034 bid for the Winter Olympics. So, Winter Olympics are coming to the U.S. in 2034. But anyway, 2028 LA. Here are the 3 sports that are coming to the Olympics. Of course, baseball and softball are returning. So that's one of them. It's returning. Second, and one of the 2 new sports joining the Olympics is lacrosse. Lacrosse was played in the early 1920s at the Olympics, but they were scrimmages and exhibition games, not gold counted games. No medals were handed out for said games, just exhibition. So lacrosse is going to be an official sport in the 2028 LA Olympics. Now, here comes an even more crazier idea. because they're throwing flag football into this. And this is the big one. This is the one that in 2028 I think is going to get the most news. I think this might be the biggest thing. And I think a lot of people are going to tune into this. They are having flag football, and Joe Burrow tweeted out it would be a disgrace if the USA lost and did not get gold. So he deemed himself the USA quarterback. So I don't know if he will be, but flag football is crazy. There's a lot of countries that do play that type of American football. Not a lot of countries play padded. There's a lot of countries that play flag. So the USA will probably be there. Mexico will probably be there. Canada will probably be there. Brazil. I'm trying to think. England. A lot of. I'm trying to think. France, I think, plays it. There's a lot of countries that does play flag football. So we'll see what happens there. A lot of countries actually in South America play it. I know Argentina. I know they play it. I've seen some stuff out of Argentina. I've seen a lot of flag football down in South America. I've seen it in Chile. I've seen it in, like I said, Brazil. So a lot of flag football down there. I know Australia plays it, so Australia will probably have a team. There's a lot. New Zealand will probably. I know New Zealand plays it, so New Zealand will probably have a team if they qualify. I don't know how the qualification is going to work either. So it's all a mess in a way. Should be interesting. And speaking of lacrosse, Australia plays it. New Zealand plays it. So lacrosse will have a lot of countries. Canada plays it. I know some other countries that do play it as well. I think they want to. I think they want to issue. Don't quote me on this. Do not quote. I know Japan plays it. Don't quote me on this. But for the lacrosse, I know Japan, Australia, New Zealand, the USA, Canada, they play it. There's some other countries as well. I think France plays it, but or not. Yeah, France. I think or Germany. Germany might play it. I don't know. I don't know the exact countries, but I don't quote me on this. But I think they want to kind of make the Native Americans of North America who do play in the World Cup, because Native Americans made the game, and so to honor that tradition, they made them a nation in that aspect of eligible to play for the World Cup of lacrosse. I want to say they're trying to do that for the Olympics too. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if it's going to happen. The Olympic Committee would have to vote on that and make all that fun decisions, but that's what I was kind of hearing through the line. So we'll figure it out. But those are the newest sports, the Olympics. The Olympics is over. It's a sad time in the world of sports when the Olympics is officially over. But it's also a good time to reflect and prosper in those moments. And with that, 2024 Olympics have come to a close. And we look ahead to 2028 in LA. For now, we ship way over this. We jump over this and we head into another aspect. The Little League World Series kicks off August 14th. The World Series consists of 20 teams, 10 from the U.S. and 10 from nations around the world. Nations like Canada, Australia, Japan, in Europe, in Asia, and I'm trying to think. I think they gave Puerto Rico actually is deemed a nation. So in the Little League World Series, so Puerto Rico has a team. A team from Italy is going to be there. It's going to be Nepal, I think, made it. I don't know. There is a lot of crazy. Or Nepal, I'm sorry. Nepal, I think, made it. I don't know. There's a lot of countries that are coming to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, to play against some of the best teams from the U.S. It is 10 U.S. teams, 10 teams from around the world, and the national bracket, and then the U.S. bracket. The winner of the U.S. bracket, the winner of the national bracket play in the Little League World Series championship game. Should be fun. That all starts August 14th with basically pool play. It's a 2-game elimination bracket, which means if you lose 2, you're out. But if you only lose 1, you can still make it to the championship game. That all kicks off August 14th in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The Little League World Series of Baseball, because the Little League World Series of Softball, their championship game is actually today, Sunday, August 11th, 3 days before the Little League World Series of baseball. So they will play that today. NASCAR is back next week. Always a fun time. And now we jump to the motorsports side of this podcast because, boy, do we have to talk about something. For the people that don't know, I am a huge fan of motocross and supercross. That's dirt bike racing for the people that do not know. For the past 2 years, last year and this year, we have gone to New Berlin, New York. It's about 2 hours, 15-minute drive from my house. I live in upstate New York, for the people that do not know. New Berlin, New York, home of Unadilla Motorsports Park. That is a motocross track, and it runs the pros. And yesterday, Saturday, August 10th, we went up there, me, my brother, my dad, and our buddy, good buddy of my dad's, all four of us in the truck, hauled up there. And what a race, and what a day in Unadilla. It was a fun time and a half. Crazy action. I witnessed some crazy wrecks. The overall winner in the 250s went to Levi Kitchen. The overall winner in the 450s went to Chase Sexton. But one thing I will say, we have to talk about Jalik Swoll, and we're going to give a whole story here. Triumph has been a brand made over in Europe, I think England to be exact, for years. It's called Triumph. Triumph is a huge deal. They make amazing bikes, and our buddy that was with us has been a Triumph fan for a while. He owned a lot of those bikes, as well as also his first motocross race. I think he said 1988. So I mean, been a while for that man. So it's good to have him there and for him to experience the new guys in the sport. But Triumph is a newer team. They've been a brand for almost 100 years. I don't know the exact dates. I think since the 50s. They're getting up there. But they never made motocross bikes until last year. So this is their second year. Last year we got to watch them this year we got to watch them in April when we were in Philly. We went and watched Supercross at the Eagles Stadium, and that was an event. And we got to see Triumph, Jalik Swoll, the Triumph rider, one of the two. It's Jalik Swoll and Levi Kitchen. Jalik Swoll and Joey Savacci, who are the two Triumph riders. Jalik Swoll, we got to witness him win the first ever heat win for Triumph at Philly. And yesterday in Unadilla, secured the second overall position. For the people that do not know how motocross works, it's completely different from Supercross. Supercross, you run a heat race, and then wherever you finish in the heat race is your pick for the start gate in the feature, and then you run your main event. Motocross works a little different. You have to qualify the top, I think 40, isn't it 40? Yeah, 40 riders make the race, and you run two motos. You run two races, and your overall calculated after those two races. They calculate your overall. They add up your two positions and do your overall. And yeah, and it's like golf. You get 0 points if you finish first. You get 1 if you finish second, and so on and so forth. So the less points is the better. It's like golf. So Jalik Swoll did amazing. He finished second overall after the two motos in the 250 class, securing Triumph's first ever podium in motocross. And we got to witness that as well. And he rode that bike really amazingly. He's a great rider, and Triumph is really lucky to have Jalik Swoll and Joey Savacci. He had a rough weekend in Unadilla, but Joey Savacci is an absolute legend. So they're two amazing riders. Triumph is really, really lucky. Beta, on the other hand, which is another bike brand that just joined motocross, which is another really old bike brand, but never really made motocross bikes. They did not have a great weekend, I'll be honest. But that was besides the fact. Great run by Jalik Swoll. I just want to shout him out for an amazing ride he had in Unadilla. But we continue. An amazing ride for Jalik Swoll. But we will continue and say this. This should be an interesting one to talk about. Unadilla was a fun one. We saw some crazy wrecks, but one wreck that we saw was a weird one, very unique and weird one. Two riders coming off of a downhill slalom-esque turn that we were in front of. Coming down it, they chose the same rut. They're in the air. You have to choose your rut in the air. You have to run ruts or your lane. By rut I mean lane. It's the same thing, just it's a rut. Um, so you can land smoothly. You hit the rut, then you're in your lane. Makes sense. Because there's racing lanes. It's a whole thing. But they chose the same rut while in air, collided, and landed in one of the promotional banners, and the banner was wrapped around their bikes. One rider's motocross visor was stuck between his goggles, so they had to rip his visor lip off. Their handlebars were stuck together. Oh god, it was just bad. It was just a bad one. What made it even worse? Joe Shimoda, second 250 moto. Shout out Joe Shimoda. He runs Honda. Poor guy. I hope he's okay. One of the stakes that holds the banner. It was a slow wreck. He was about to go over the handlebars, and he was in the whoop section, which is small little bumps for people that don't know motocross. They have to ride on top of, basically. And he was in the whoop section. He hits the whoops, and whoop did he go. He whooped himself over those handlebars, I guess, and right into near the promotional banners. And the promotional banners are holded by these big stakes. Luckily, they're not pointed; they're flat. The bottom is what pointed to dig it in the ground. So the top is flat, luckily, and it hit him right into the side. And he was done. He had to leave the track. He was hunched over. It was pretty bad over for Joe Shimoda, but hopefully he's okay. I haven't really actually heard any updates on Joe Shimoda. Hopefully Joe Shimoda is okay. For people that don't know, Joe Shimoda is from Japan. So, and an amazing writer as well. So, and he really loves sushi. That's one thing he always says in his interviews. Really loves sushi. Aaron Plessinger actually made it on the 450 podium, and he had a chainsaw in the podium. We didn't get to go to the podium. We've been to Unadilla. This is the second year to go to Unadilla. This is our second year at Unadilla, and we've never been to the podium. Because where we are, if we were to walk to the podium after a race, it'd just be too far. And we technically don't even know how to get to the podium from where we were. So we'd have to figure that out next year. I would love to join the podium. Many unique podiums this year in motocross. Like I said, Eric Plessinger had a chainsaw. Somebody had an American flag. I had a buddy that was at the podium. The guy next to him caught Aaron Plessinger's goggles because he threw them into this crowd, which is crazy because he didn't even win the overall. He got like third, but it is what it is. But yeah, so unique there. My favorite rider, Jet Lawrence, he's out for the year. He'll wait for the playoffs to battle for the World Championship that combines the points from Supercross and Motocross to a 3-round series called SMX Playoffs, which is the Super Motocross Playoffs. And the winner of those 3 rounds is the World Champion, and he is healing up for that. He hurt his arm. He'll be all right, though. But, yeah. That's about it, folks. I know this one's a little shorter, but I just wanted to talk about that. There's not a lot going on in the sports world now. NFL preseason, my Texans won 20-12 against the Steelers, but it's preseason, so I don't really talk about the preseason other than the aspect if the players look good. I don't know what else to say. So, yeah. And our new uniforms look great as well on the field. But that will do it for me here on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining. And, yeah, hope you guys have a great day. And, see you in the next one. Peace.